Hi everyone, welcome to another episode of Women Tech Makers Montreal podcast. I'm Stefania, and with me there is Leticia.
Hello everyone, I'm Leticia, and today we are going to explore the world of DevOps, cloud, and product management. And to guide us through this, we have an amazing guest with us today, Sherry. Thank you so much for joining us. Could you start by telling us a little bit about your journey so far?
Yes. Hi, everyone. I'm Sherry Yang. I'm the engineering manager for the Adaptivist group, specifically in Venue.sh. I manage a product that is focusing on DevOps experience, developer experience, and we're trying to encourage people to understand the world of IDP, Internal Developer Portal, and make usage of best practice within the DevOps ecosystem. I've been a Woman Tech Maker ambassador since 2016. I build communities around me in Calgary, Alberta, Canada, so on the west side of Canada land. And I really enjoy engaging people to upskill women in the industry, as well as sharing resources with the community.
That's nice. It's always good to find other women tech makers around us. So it's a pleasure to have you here. So when I worked in I'm still working in the data world in AI, but I worked in data team that were big. It means that there were different type of data personalities, data analysis, data DevOps, data developer, data scientist, and so on. Sometimes we know that, however, even if we work all together in the data world, we might have a diverse perspective. So I would like to know if you ever happened in that situation and how diversity maybe led at the end to a breakthrough.
Yeah, for sure. So in DevOps and in cloud infrastructure, really, when we talk about diversity, is not just gender diversity. We're talking about different education, different backgrounds, and different people with different ideas that comes into the conversation. I would say within cloud infrastructure and DevOps, there are a little bit of lesser representation in terms of women representation, but I would encourage people to focus on different perspective and solution. So when we were working on the current product that I'm working on with Venue.sh is this different experiences in terms of different levels of engineering. So this is a brand new product in the ecosystem, in the space. So when we were considering better user experience, we have people from the user experience design side, and we have people who are from purely software developers, software engineer, and then we have people from DevOps. And these are all experts in their field. And then there's myself in engineering management, where I lead teams and I want to see different things within the DevOps ecosystem. So our perspective is very different. We come together and we add different voices, different solutions for the product so that we can deliver this a holistic solution. It's not in my opinion, it's not so much of a breakthrough. It's more of changing the strategy. So when we talk about observability, we are also trying to make sure that the test strategy is diverse, right? You want to make sure that when you create a new product in DevOps, or even just looking at DevOps in general, you have feedbacks from various places within the organization, within the engineering team. And within the engineering team, it's not just the developer. It's also whoever that is working on the product, whoever that is designing the product or the software or the internal system. They also have a say. So we really want to make sure that there is an equitable user experience to make sure that the innovation is diverse.
That's great. In the beginning of my career in data, our data team was very diverse. We have people from engineering, economics, business, and others. And it was very interesting because everyone looked at problems differently. And this mix of perspectives really made our solutions better. But for that diversity to work, people need to feel safe to share their ideas. So I'd love to hear from you. How do you create psychological safety on your teams so that everyone feels comfortable challenging assumptions?
I became a people leader. I've always been a people leader in a sense of that this is my natural personality. Like I rise up and I try to like orchestrate the bigger picture. So leadership is like naturally in my personality. I do a lot of observation and then I step in to recommend and suggest and guide the team to a new direction or a focused direction. I lead by example in terms of like, I want people to understand the whole picture. In terms of psychological safety, it has to be intentional. It has to like, trust is really hard to come by. So you need to demonstrate like repeatable behavior. You need to demonstrate a closeness within your teammates. And that needs to, like, everything that I do need to be relatable to my team. So it's not just a one-time thing. You can't just step into a team and expect trust. Trust is a hard thing to get, for sure, when it comes to like a people management. So I do break it down into separate steps. I talk about my own vulnerability. I am the kind of leader that I feel okay to say I don't know, because I trust my team and I know I have experts in my team, and I would redirect and I would delegate. I redirect into like, have you consulted with this person because this is their expertise? And I would also try to bring in additional resources to make the team feel supported. When I'm a leader, I'm showcasing my vulnerability, and I also sometimes it's inevitable that I have to like share the errors that I make, like the decisions. Sometimes there is a learning moment, and it's okay. We fail together and we improve together. That's the kind of mentalities I try to bring into my team. And then I also am really open to like constructive feedback. I want to make sure that we have a room for discussion. If there is friction, I want to minimize the friction. I want to bring everybody into the conversation, and I want people to talk about it. What is the actual feedback that we're getting, and what is something that we could do about it? It's a little bit, if you follow Scrum, it's that retrospective that you do regularly within a sprint, and we do that regularly. A retrospective doesn't have to happen at the end of the sprint. It can happen at an incident. It can happen at a bug level. You could do retrospective regularly to have these like regular improvement, because we talk about continuous integration within DevOps, but we also should be looking at continuous improvement. And I believe that people are the same. Teams are the same. We are striving for continuous improvement as we work together. There's going to be different personalities within the team, and I'm not trying to make everybody, best friends. I would like a common space for everybody to understand that we believe in what we build, and we are in this together, and we are going to fail together, and we're going to succeed together. So this sort of like mentality allows every team members to understand that we're going to set aside all the other things, and we're going to focus on what matters the most within this professional space. And the third things I want to add is regularly recognize your teammates. Like building that psychological safety space is also allowing your team member to know that, to recognize their own value. I have regular one-on-one with my teammates, so I let them know feedback, not just about where you can improve, but also where they shine. Like, allow them to recognize themselves, like, this is what you do really well, and I would like you to keep going at it. And I think in terms of this sort of like ongoing recognition of knowing that allows the person to know that, okay, I know my direction and this is what I would shine. And I think in this time, especially in the era of AI, we're pressured, especially we are in tech now, we're pressured to become experts in what we do, because everybody expects you to know everything with the help of AI. So because of this pressure, we sort of are pushing ourselves into like more of an expert instead of jack of all trades, Jill of all trades. So we need to know in depth, like what are some of the advanced topic within our expertise. And I think for this, being a leader, being a manager, being a people manager, it is my responsibility to recognize people that I manage, my direct reports, value, so that they also know what direction they need to excel in.
I love what you said, because it's exactly that. Like doing this kind of thing, these one-on-one sessions and all this, is like people feel safe to speak. I remember reading a book, Smarter, Faster, Better. Have you read this book?
I listened to the book, audiobook.
It's the same author of The Power of Habit, and he explains that the highest performing teams are not the ones with the smartest people, but the ones where everyone feels safe to speak up. In my experience, psychological safety means like creating this environment where questions are welcome and mistakes are part of learning. It's about doing these one-on-one sessions, listening, showing vulnerability, and making sure people know their contributions are valued.
Yeah, we talk about basically making sure that we feel safe, but also making sure that we can see when something is not working out and we can adjust. To make sure that we can do that, we need to be in some way resilient, which is something that in tech is recurring, especially when we think about what is happening with the AI or the revolution, the hype that we have, and the fact that we went from the curiosity to almost, okay, we need to use AI, even if my opinion is not always the case. I would like to know, in the future, in the near future, how do you see resilience and innovation in cloud and DevOps? So how it will be conveyed? It will be new tools, it will be maybe using some superpower to empower the other teams. How do you see the future in those two disciplines?
Yeah, I think this is like a nerve that is striking every engineers within this ecosystem right now, within our industry right now. I still believe that AI is not here to take over. I believe that there is a requirement for a human in the loop. It's more of human tool synergy that we're looking for. So yes, AI is here to stay. I do believe that with cloud and DevOps, you need that experts within the space to help make it even more autonomous, even more safe for the users, the end users. Because we are the builders, we need to make sure that we're building the most ethical tools that's out there or product that's out there. We should utilize AI-driven automation. We should believe in like AI ops, ML ops. Platform engineering should be looking at internal developers platform, should be really should have the transparency of an entire organization, better utilization of communication that doesn't have to require a request or doesn't have to require digging into oh, I don't know who's working on this specific component. I need to reach out to, engineering, or I need to reach out to another team or their leads, or it should be an organization's infrastructure should be transparent for everybody so that we can reuse and be more efficient. The reason for these more advanced observability is very critical, because when we introduce AI into the equation, you are looking for more efficiency, right? So, and I know that there's a lot of report right now to try to justify AI co-agents, AI co-assist with productivity. Are the engineers more efficient or more, are they delivering more code? And that is sort of a big looming questions right now, but that's okay, because I feel like this sort of discussion is important. We do need to find out if it is actually working. So in terms of efficiency, we will know as we work together more in a more collaborative way. So if we know how to utilize AI correctly, we will be able to increase efficiency and be able to solve complex problem faster. That's what we're going for. With these AI, just like I said, we are introducing new problems into the equation, because we're moving into this space of AI as our assistant, as a tool, an additional tool that we add into our tool bill on a day-to-day basis, that means we have a bit of unknown. Like we're introducing unknown into our space. So we really need to focus on security. We really need to focus on the actual scalability of the infrastructure. And we also need to make sure that the tool is being utilized in the most ethical way, because quickly your model can be biased. And depending on how you implement the AI solution, it might not catch the smallest thing where human always watch for. So that part is like something that we are still working on right now, and we need to be focusing on right now. In terms of the people side, so it's not just the tools that's introducing new problem. On the people side, we also need to be flexible, because we're living this AI era now. We need to learn how to pivot. We need to learn how to pick up new concept quickly and adapt. Like, because of these new problems that is being generated by AI, we also need to make sure that we are resilient with these new incidents. So quickly to pivot, quickly to adapt, learn new material faster is something that on the human side, we also need to improve in. I truly believe that like the combination of both is going to help the future of like better cloud and DevOps resilience. And as a people manager, I empower my team to utilize AI co-assist, also empowers them to make sure like, let's do a little bit of reflection. Why are you not using AI? Why are you using AI? And then like always talking about like, are we future-proofing ourselves? Because the next step is like 10 steps ahead of us. Of course, we cannot always be chasing the trend, but at the same time, we can't fall behind. So we're thinking about solutions that could put us in a more competitive edge than others.
Yeah, it's interesting that you talk about the human in the loop, because then at the end is what makes a product better, what it might also solve some of the problems even before they are out there facing the customer. And of course, it's also the key for ethical product, because you will have a human that will maintain that control instead of being a machine or a random model out there. So it's incredible how you explain that so well in the point of view not only of the tech side but also on the people side. So thank you so much. And I think we are at the end. It has been an amazing episode. Thank you so much for your experiences and the insights you shared with us today. And Leticia, I know that you have to say something, right?
Yeah, I have a quick reminder before we go. So you can expect a brand new episode every month on YouTube and also on Spotify. And we'll be covering topics such as tech, design, data, life, and beyond. So stay tuned. Every month we are going to have one episode.
And we are also searching for support, so sponsorship, any company out there. If you want to support us, please drop us a message. And again, thank you so much for this episode. Thank you, Leticia. Thank you, Sherry.
Thank you for having me.
Thank you, Sherry. Thanks, Steph. See you next time. Bye.
Bye.